Hello everyone, welcome to a massive unboxing number 6 today. We have 9 awesome models to unbox today and some accessories as well. But yeah, it should be really fun unboxing here. Massive unboxing. Have a ton of great models in here that I'm excited to show off in future input updates and of course here in the massive unboxing. I'm just getting over my cold. As you may know, if you've seen some of my earlier massive unboxings, I was sick for both massive unboxing 3 and 3 and 4. So hopefully that's not the case here. Even though I'm still slightly sick. I'm just kind of recovering now. So hopefully it doesn't get too bad. But I'm expecting to probably lose my voice a little bit today, so I have my trusty water by me, just in case I can go and use that. But anyways, we'll just get started with some of the accessories here. I bought a landing gear pack. I'm not going to show them all because they're teeny tiny and you probably don't really care. But I was able to fix the Spirit A319, so it was missing its left main gear. It was an Aero Classics landing gear pack. So I got a new left main gear, and now it's tail heavy, but at least it has its main gear now. So I don't know if I'll be able to. I probably won't be able to get it to sit up right, but I'll have to put something underneath it to get it to sit normally. But at least I won't have to use that dumb Lego brick. This is one of my first Gemini Jet models, so I kind of want to keep it in decent condition, even though it's not, as you can clearly see. But at least it looks a little bit better now with all the gear attached. So that's what's going on with that one. The other accessory thing that I bought are some more jet bridges here. These are 3D printed jet bridges from West Coast Diecast, so that's really cool. Got 10 of them. For some reason the box says 10 plus 5, but there are only 10 in here. So we're just gonna, we'll just take one of these out. Should probably be more careful with them considering they are 3D printed. And so yeah, this is the main piece. This extends out and such, so that's pretty cool. And then in here we have the smaller pieces. I'll try to assemble one on camera for you guys. I'm just going to pour a ton of these out so I can get what I'm doing here. And I think these might require some gluing, but I'm not sure, because then I feel like that'd be more difficult to rotate. I think this part might require some gluing. I have to put it on there. But yeah, we'll see. I'll work on these in the future. But it's nice to get some more jet bridges in here because I have not had that. I mean, I have 10 jet bridges, which is a good amount, but not a ton. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. So it's nice to get some more jet bridges in here. I'm gonna try to put one of these together. I think that goes in there, but I'm not 100% sure. And also breaking the railing on the stairs, which is not a totally big deal. I'd also rather not do that. But I can get the basic setup of one here. All these pieces are conjoined together. Yeah, this is kind of a mess. So I'll have to figure out exactly how to do this. I know this goes in here. And that's what that looks like. We have our little wheels down here. But I don't know let's see. I don't really know how those wheels attach. This might be upside down, actually. Yeah, this is more difficult than I anticipated. Does it go like this? I don't know how to attach everything. So this goes on this end here. That fits together pretty nicely. Yeah, this just random shard of plastic. That's a little bit worrying. we have this. I'm not sure what this little plastic piece goes to. I think it's to attach the stairs to the aircraft, but it doesn't really fit inside the stairs. So I don't think that's what it's for, because if it did, then I feel like it would fit better. Maybe, I don't know. I probably shouldn't be wasting all your time like this, but yeah, we'll figure out how to get the jet bridges to work. But it's nice to have a few extra jet bridges here. This doubles my jet bridge capacity. So that means every airport but MSP that I am currently running will have enough jet bridges. So that's nice. But I'm just going to scoot all that junk off to the side here. So get that out of frame as much as possible. So yeah, interesting start to the massive unboxing, but just wanted to show. And also, if you know how to put those jet bridges together, I'd really appreciate the help, because I am absolutely clueless. Anyways, after wasting like 5 minutes of your time, let's finally get into the models, because that's what we're all here for. Beginning with the Gemini Jets Caribbean 737 MAX 8. Yes, I promised this like 2 months ago, but I finally got it. It took me a while to order it, to get the money and order it. I finally did. Here it is, Caribbean MAX 8. Just a normal Gemini Jet box, so we don't have to go over it. But we'll just get into the model right here. Here it is, the Caribbean 737 and MAX 8 by Gemini Jets. Here we have our cockpit windows, our nose gear down here. Of course, it rolls. Maybe not. Doesn't roll very well. Yeah, doesn't roll particularly well. We have our L1 boarding door here. The Caribbean Airlines titles up here above. What I assume there would be maybe a little bit of first class or business class section, but maybe not, considering where this operates. So this might be a clearly economy. I'm not sure for Caribbean's fleet on what the different classes are, but that might be worth researching. We have the engines right here, little chevrons on the back there. Here is our classic MAX winglet, of course, looking very nice in the pink, nice pink color there. I must say, the titles for the Caribbean look a lot brighter than they do on camera. Actually, all the pink kind of looks brighter on camera than in person, so that's a little bit inaccurate, but well, inaccurate by half the camera in terms of the model. And I think the pink, at least on the Caribbean titles themselves, are too bright, but nothing too severe. We have the Boeing 737-8 there. It doesn't say MAX or anything, it just says Boeing 737-8. A little bit funny. And then the registration, 9 Yankee Charlie Alpha Lima. And then we have the beautiful hummingbird on the tail. I really like that tail design for Caribbean Airlines. And we also have 2 antennae up here, looking very nice. Of course, we have our main gear and the filled in. I don't know why they do this on the MAX, but that's what Gemini chooses to do on the MAX main gear. Little Gemini Jet logo back there. Also, we have the Caribbean Airlines titles on the belly. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this model. Pretty simple livery, but a very nice one here. It will be used at, of course, St. Martin and the fictional airport. So expect this one to make appearances there. But a very nice model indeed, and I think Gemini did quite a nice job on this one. All right, next up here, this is another very exciting one from, I believe, the same release. Or no, this one is later. This is not the same release, but it is Northwest Lockheed L188 Electra. And I'm guessing most of you don't know this, but I do have a cat named Electra with a K, not a C. Not named after the plane, but the song. But yeah, that's kind of a funny story. This is my first Electra model. I suppose we should just mention the image here in the box, because it is not like a usual Gemini Jet box. It does have a nice image of the aircraft right there, taken by, once again, I think it's the same guy that took the other ones, Bob Polensky. Hopefully I said that correctly. But yeah, a nice image there, but other than that, it is a pretty standard Gemini Jets box here. You can read the info on the inside if you'd like. Yeah, this is a pretty cool one. JJ Skippy actually kind of convinced me to get this one, because I was on the fence about it. And then, yeah, watched the massive unboxing, and then, yeah, here it is. Should say watch JJ Skippy's massive unboxing, which convinced me, but that was probably obvious. But we'll set this one out here. Get it steady here and focused, hopefully. There we go. All right. It's a little bit of a glare there. Apologies about that. But yeah, so here's the model. We have of course, the cockpit windows up here. We have the three windows in front of the L1 door here, which is kind of interesting. And then also we have you have these three back here. I'm not sure what those would go to. I'm assuming those aren't for passenger windows, but I'm not completely sure. I don't know the layout of the Lockheed Electra. But we do have three windows behind the L2 door, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, we have the cheat line that goes all the way down here. We have without the Northwest titles in white on the inside, looking pretty cool. We also have, it says Northwest Orient Airlines down here, as technically it was Northwest Orient back when this operated. So that's pretty cool. This is actually my first Northwest Orient proper model, as all my other ones are just Northwest Airlines, but this one is formerly known as Northwest Orient, so pretty cool there. We also have a little red stripe up here in the nose section, and also a little black circle nose cone thing. I know what I was saying there, but yeah, black nose cone instead of just the chrome, as you can see on the bottom of the aircraft, looking very sharp. I really like the chrome on this model. And also I think the wings are just super nicely detailed. I love the chrome wings. I noted that on my Combear 580 for Republic, and it also looks very nice on the Northwest Electra right here. Very, very much like that. Also very nice detail on the props that do spin, of course, and then the main gear down there, and the nose gear as well. Let's not forget about it. We have, looking for the back, the L2 door, and then the registration number 128 Uniform Sierra, I think. I can't really see it very well on the aircraft because of the chrome. I'll try to look on the box here. Looks like to be what it is. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this model here. I'm really glad that I picked this up, because it is a very nice model. And I think if we sold out of it at DG Pilot, then I probably wouldn't have picked it up, because I just didn't really need it. But I think this is just a very nice display piece. I think it looks very nice, and yeah, so glad I picked this one up from DG Pilot. It's just an absolutely gorgeous model, so good job by Gemini on that one. That's one of my favorite retro models, honestly. Anyways, we'll move on here to some more modern releases, I guess, or current releases. They are modern and also current. I do have some retro models in this one as well, so anyways, we'll move on here to this Southwest Airlines 737-700 by NG in the Canyon Blue livery with the blended winglets. Super excited for this one. Have wanted this model for forever, really, since NG became a thing. I've been wanting them to release this model. I got the split version. Unfortunately, that model came broken to me, so I'm excited to have this one with the blended winglets. I wanted a blended winglets one anyways, and I think this one will just look a lot better. I don't know why I didn't go over the box, so I keep on forgetting that because I'm kind of trying to rush through this. But anyways, we have, of course, the stripes like on the Northwest, or I'm stuck on the Northwest, on the Southwest Canyon Blue livery. The stripes going down here, and then the Southwest titles, as you can see on the tail, are going right here. We do have the digital rendering of the aircraft, NG models, logo down there. Here is the aircraft on the side, and also the NG model logo on the bottom there, and then on the back, same stuff. And then also we have the Southwest logo in white on the side. So yeah, pretty cool there. Also, this is a new plastic cradle here for the 737 that NG has. I don't think I have any examples that I can bring up here of what it used to look like, but this is definitely different. I don't believe it used to look like this before, so that's pretty interesting here. Hopefully it'll provide better security for the model, and so less arrive damaged, and we always appreciate that as consumers of these very expensive models, so we don't like it when they're damaged. But we'll bring this guy on to the frame here. Wow, this looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the Canyon Blue livery for Southwest. I was sad that it's going away, but I had to get this model just because it's 700 Canyon Blue. I wanted the Gemini Jets one for the longest time, but I'll take the NG one because I think that is just as good in terms of, well, I think it's even better in terms of detail. Maybe not as rare, but in the future it'll probably get to be as rare. At least I hope it gets to be as rare as the Gemini Jet 737-700 Canyon Blue. Maybe not as rare, but you get what I mean. We have the cockpit windows up here, of course. L1 boarding door. We have the nose gear down there, and of course, it's talking on gear. The NG models always roll very nice. But yeah, nothing over here. Canyon Blue does not have any logos up in the fuselage, which is pretty unique, but also quite nice change of pace there. We have the overwing exit here, and exit paths going down the wing. And here is the engine. So with my other Southwest 737-700, also by NG, the engine, like the outside part of the mold, it just like came off, and I had to re-glue it. And also we had the just the entire wing. I think it was the port side wing just fell off, which is not great. It also caused like a massive paint chip on the bottom. And then the antenna, the top antenna, pretty recently fell off a few months ago, and now there's a paint chip on the top. So this model looks a lot better than the other one right now, so I'm glad that I can have a new Canyon Blue 737-700 here. Not that I'm going to be replacing that one, because I still like it a lot, but I just think this one looks a lot better without the, all the paint chips and stuff. We have the antenna up here, which will hopefully stay intact and not come out and damage the model at any time. We have the Wi-Fi dome up here, SATCOM dome. And we also have the, I mentioned this in the 737-800 unboxing that I did quite recently for my Gemini Jets Southwest 737-800 in the Canyon Blue livery. But I really like the Southwest.com winglets. I think they look pretty cool. I was lucky enough to be able to fly on a Southwest 737-700 in this livery with these winglets. So that was a pretty fun experience flying from Chicago Midway to Tampa. And the previous flight was from MSP to Chicago Midway on a Heart livery 737-700. So it was nice to get on both liveries there. That was the last time I flew Southwest back in the year 2020. That was like my first time flying during the pandemic as well, which is kind of fun. Well, actually that wasn't very fun. It was a bit odd. It was very empty, but, a fun experience, I should say, flying on Southwest Airlines. It's a really fun airline. One of my top two U.S. airlines behind United. No one's going to beat United, and unless Make-A-Wish comes in again, I get sick somehow, and Make-A-Wish puts me on another airline and they give me an awesome experience. United just gave me a great experience with Make-A-Wish. That's the reason that I always have said that United is my favorite airline. But anyways, enough with that tangent. We have the registration back here, November 957 Whiskey November. And then the Southwest Airlines tail, of course. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Love it. And we also have our little, what are those called? I always forget what those are called. But they're there, and they're red, so those look really nice. Also, we have the hubcap here on the wheel, the landing gear. I also really like how Southwest always paints those to match the livery. At least they did that with the Kenya blue ones, and they don't. I know they also do it with like the state liveries. I think it looks really nice. So good job Southwest with that. I love all their liveries, but especially the Kenya blue one, and their state liveries always look great. We also have the antennae on the bottom and the applicable locations. No stand hole, of course, in the NGs, and then the landing gear well there. Yeah, that's pretty much it here. One thing I did kind of want to mention, you might be able to see it a little bit, this winglet here on the starboard side, it is bent a little bit wonky there, a little bit of a wonky angle. We're talking about electronic music, new and old. Sorry, that's just a YouTube channel. It always comes up. That was a weird laugh. I'm sorry about that. Still, like I said, still recovering from the cold. This may not be the most professional video, but I want to get it done in one take. Anyways, so yeah, Wonky Angle is just a channel that discusses electronic music. And it comes up when talking about wonky angles on winglets, like that one. But that's the only issue with this model. Other than that, this is a gorgeous model by NG Models, and I really, really like it. Awesome model here. Like, it's so awesome that I ran out of words to describe it. Anyways, we'll keep moving on here. The next model, another Gemini jet. It is the Avelo 737-800. So yeah, of course I had to get this for Kalamazoo, as now they get an Avelo service. But it's just in our Gemini jet box with just apply the Avelo aircraft and logo there. But yeah, it is the same box as pretty much all the Gemini jet boxes. So we'll get this guy out of here and out of the cage. Super excited to use this in Kalamazoo updates and other applicable updates in the future. Yeah, here it is, the Avelo 737-800 by Gemini Jets. What a gorgeous model right here. And I misplaced my pencil again. There it is. So we have the cockpit windows up here. Here is the L1 boarding door and the nose gear down there. Here is, I don't know what that emblem is there. Yeah, I can't read what that is, but some kind of emblem up by the L1 door. Kind of reminds me of United's free Wi-Fi one, but I'm guessing that's not that because of Avelo. Definitely would not have free Wi-Fi. They're a budget airline. They're a genuine budget airline. We have the Avelo billboard titles right here, and then the engine right here, and then the Scimitar winglet. I really like the logo here on the winglet. I think it's really nice. I really like Avelo's colors. Of course, blue and yellow is my favorite color combination. Always, always, always. I love the color combo of blue and yellow. And, I mean, you add in purple. I'm Minnesotan. You gotta love purple. Purple for Prince. So, it just looks awesome. We have our antenna up here. This one was missing, but I got it defective knowing that was like that. So, nothing that I'll complain about to the seller. So, yeah, this is all fine and dandy, looking very nice. The only thing that's not fine and dandy though, what is up with this wing flex, Gemini? I mean, this is embarrassing, which is making me worried about the Sun Country one, because I did decide to pre-order the Sun Country model, and I should be getting that one like really soon. So I expect a video for that when I get that in, but. What is this? This is bad. Don't do this, Gemini. Like, your Scimitar itself was already big enough. Like, that's already too big. And then you worsen the issue with this massive wing flex. You can't even see it very well here, but I mean, that's just, it looks like the plane is taking off. No. I don't know when I'm going to be putting this in a situation where it looks like it will be taking off, but when it does, then it will be applicable. But like, if it's sitting at a gate, this is not looking right. I think it's worse than the other side. Maybe it's just me seeing things, but yeah, that's not good, Gemini. That's not how you do 737-800 wings. I'm sorry. I don't like it. So that's making me worried. I saw the images for the Sun Country 737-800, and oh man, Yeah, I face palmed that one because, jeez, oh, did not look great. So the Panda models, Sun Country 77-800, that's not getting retired anytime soon. Not that I'm not going to use the Gemini one. Will definitely use the Gemini one a lot. It's just that, man, the the wings do not look pretty on that one either. So sorry for this just horrible Gemini roast session, but they gotta improve on that. Just offering my 2 cents on that. But anyways, we have the overwing exits and exit paths down here. Registration, remember 801, X-Ray Tango, American flag. And then we have the Avello tail, little Avello titles there, and then the three little diamond triangle things. I don't know what those are. I'm not really sure what they symbolize, but they look cool. So that's really all that matters, right? It's a cool livery here for Avello. I'm glad to finally have an Avello model that's not the dang Shapeways custom one. Also, the bottom looks really nice with the Avello logo down here. This looks awesome. Yeah, also the Gemini Jet logo down there, and then the stand hole as well. Pretty classic bottom of the plane for Gemini Jets there. Nothing too much to write home about. Nothing bad, of course, but it's normal. Nothing too extraordinary. But the Avello logo on the bottom, that looks really nice. Always love it when the airlines put logo on the bottom of the aircraft. But yeah, that's pretty much it here for the Avello Sun 7800. I think Gemini could improve on the mold, but I'm just happy to have an Avello model in the collection, and I expect to see this many times in Kalamazoo in the future. Alright, we'll move that guy out of here, and we'll move on here to the next model. The last of, I would say, kind of recent releases. This was a little bit past, but it is the JetBlue A321 in the Prism Tail ING models. This is the first US built A321, I think. That's like kind of one of the gimmick things, I guess, that NG was. I don't know. I don't know if that was really something they were advertising, but that is some things that the retailers were listing. Of course, we do have our collector's carton here. That was also with the Southwest, but I forgot to mention it. And since this was purchased from West Coast Diecast, I made two purchases from them, or two orders. So this one comes with a little belt loader here. I want to sort of zoom in on it a little bit more. There we go. Looks pretty nice. Nothing too extraordinary because it is 3D printed, but it is a GSE piece that I desperately needed because I only have one of them. And I've been using Lego pieces for them. So this will look a whole lot better than the Lego pieces, so I'm excited to use this in airport updates just because it'll make it a little bit more realistic. But, oh man, I forgot to go over the box. That's, with the NG ones, it's important to go over the box. But yeah, basically we just have the prism tail design here in the back, and then the Airbus A321-200 there. But then, yeah, pretty much a standard NG box there. Nothing too much other than that. We do have the JetBlue logo over there. But yeah. We'll get this JetBlue A321 out of the cradle here, out of the plastic, and into the elements. So, yeah, here we go. I think it looks... I keep on accidentally making the brightness go darker. My apologies for that. But, yeah, I think this looks quite nice. We have the cockpit windows up here. Then I can't read that. I wanted to tell you the aircraft name. Blues Mobile. Interesting name for the aircraft, JetBlue, but that's what it is. Blues Mobile. We have the L1 boarding door here. JetBlue billboard titles over here as they have in their newer livery. It also has a little registered trademark up there. I guess they had to include that in there. I'm not sure if this is... I'm guessing it's probably not licensed by JetBlue. If I just had to throw a wild guess out there, but there's a little registered trademark logo thing there. We have one antenna up here, or one antenna. We have two antennae, three antennae, one antenna. And then we have the engines here. These are the IAE engines, as I believe JetBlue has on their entire fleet. Yeah, it says JetBlue.com on the engines. Very nice straight up blue. Then we have our Sharklets here. This, of course, JetBlue has in their A321s. And then we also have the main gear, which do roll splendid as always, and one antenna on the bottom. We also have a SATCOM dome up here, American flag, and the registration November 965, Juliet Tango, and Airbus A321 right there. And here's the tail, of course, prism tail for JetBlue. So I got this aircraft mainly because it flew to St. Martin a lot, and I only had A320s. But now they started flying the A320s once again to St. Martin, so that means this doesn't really fly there as much. I think it still does make some appearances, but maybe they'll return to this one there in the summer. I can't use it at like MSP or anything, but I think I'll still be able to use it at like RSW and maybe some future airports down the line. And of course, one-off airport updates I could use this at, but and fictional airport updates. But yeah, I can't use this for St. Martin as was the original plan, but that's okay. It still looks very nice, and I'm glad to have it. This is my first JetBlue A321, so nice model to add to the collection. And next one we have here. This one is a little bit more interesting. These are getting into some more interesting models, I'd say, these last four here. This one is the Ryanair 737-800 by Phoenix. This box is a little bit interesting. We have the Ryanair aircraft here. I don't know what this is. It looks like fiber optic cables, like the end of fiber optic cables. But I'm not really sure why that's there. That's a little bit interesting. We have the Ryanair logo down there, registration, and then the Boeing 737-800 up there. Then yeah, here's this side of the box. We have the little Ryanair logo back there. Ryanair, the aircraft, and then the Phoenix logo. We have a barcode on this side and Heart of Aviation and their claims on the back here. I'm not sure which city this is, but you know, yeah, I'm not quite sure. This aircraft, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure where this registration, where this one is based in, but I know Ryanair they fly all across Europe, so it could be anywhere really. That they do have, like, they have a hub in Dublin. I think they have pretty large operation in Brussels, and the airport we're filming this on, the table that I'll be using this aircraft on, for the most part. Well, pretty much completely, I would have to guess. I don't think I'm going to be building any other European airports anytime soon. But yeah, I've mentioned it before, but it's basically a hub at this airport. Not the largest airline, but they do have quite a few flights out of this airport. Anyways, here it is, the Ryanair 737-800 by Phoenix Models. We have the cockpit windows, the nose gear, and then the L1 boarding door right there. Here's the little Ryanair logo. Kind of looks like a harp and an angel combined in one. It's a little bit of an interesting logo there for Ryanair, but it's a classic one for Ryanair. Ryanair billboard titles over here, and then we have the two overwing exits and exit paths. The engine, which is the same pattern as the fuselage, kind of reminds me of the Southwest Canyon Blue livery a little bit. But yeah, it's just white on top, the little yellow stripe, and then the blue on the bottom. And we have the winglet, of course, which is blue on the outside with yellow Ryanair text, and then on the inside one, it's white with the blue Ryanair text. Here we have the antenna up here, and then the antenna in the back. Moving further back, nothing really substantial back here, except for the registration, which is Golf Romeo Uniform Kilo Alpha. And then we have the tail here, which of course has Ryanair's logo, infamous in European aviation. We have the antennae down here. We have also Phoenix's logo there on the bottom, and then a stand hole as well. But yeah, pretty nice model here, except for the fact that once again I have to complain about mold here. This time Phoenix 737-800 mold. It's not great. I don't recommend it. I mean, I needed a Ryanair airplane, and this one was applicable, but I don't recommend the Phoenix 77800 mold if you can avoid it. I would rather go for the NG models with the Gemini Jet or and JC Wings one, obviously. Definitely the NG models one. I think they have a really solid mold. And Panda, I think Panda's another one. They also have a really nice 77800 mold, 77 in general mold. So I recommend Panda, NG, JG, you know, and JC. They share the molds with Gemini. But yeah, I mean, just I've talked about it's the same issue with my Copa 7800, but I mean, look at the wing. It's bent. It's bent. It's bent at a wonky angle. I mean, it just doesn't look right. So I don't know how that keeps happening with the Phoenix 7800s. It's worse on my Copa model. Also, the winglets on this one, if it will focus, the winglets on this one are not great. Like, that's not how winglets on a 7800 look. I'm sorry, but that's pretty bad. I'm, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Phoenix models. You make some great other molds like the 787 mold. That was pretty nice, but this one is a no go for me. But when you have to, you can go for it. Like with the Copa 7800 MLB and this Ryanair 7800. I still think it looks pretty nice here. So I'll be glad to use this in future updates for this Tables Airport, and you'll see them pretty soon. I'm about 60% finished with the mat, drawing it out with of course the Posca markers. So we're getting there. It's close to completion, but we have quite the we have the terminal set up at least, and we have most of the gate markings around the terminal set up. It's just that this area, you can kind of see some of the markings back there, but this area needs to be filled up. The next model here, this is like way too big to fit on the screen, but it is the British Airways 777-200. This is in the Hong Kong tail. This is an older release, 2002 by Gemini Jets. So yeah, this is an old one, as you can tell by the box. Is the silver Gemini Jets box, which I think looks pretty cool. But yeah, it's I quite like the color. It is different. I got this model for like, it says 25 there, but I got it for like $19 plus shipping, which is a really good price. I've seen other prices on eBay for this model that have like gone upwards of $70, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's not worth that much, and you can get it on Waffle Collectibles for like $35, but still a really good deal. Like $19 plus shipping. That was a really good deal, so I'm glad that I picked it up off of eBay. So I guess they know what they're selling. It wasn't a model airplane store that I got it from. So yeah, thanks for the good deal. But we'll get this guy out of here, and here we go. So this is, of course, an older mold. Also my first British Airways model. That doesn't count the Concorde over there, which barely counts as a model. It's not, very detailed. But this is my first proper British Airways model. The Concorde was made by like postage stamp or something. Oops, sorry about bumping you guys there. But yeah, this model, very cool livery here. Actually, fun fact about this aircraft, I saw this exact aircraft in Tampa, Victor India Tango. This is the exact aircraft that I saw in Tampa. Of course, it didn't have this tail, but that's really cool. If you go back to my Tampa plane spotting video, you can see this aircraft. So that's really kind of a fun feature about this one. And of course, I had to get it for that. I'm glad I made this choice, because I could have gone with Waffle Collectibles. They had another one there. It was a different tail, but I don't remember what it was. But I'm happy with this one. I got it for a cheaper price, so I think that's really all that matters. And also has a personal connection, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, we have the cockpit windows up here. We have, I really like British Airways logo, so I'm glad to have a proper British Airways model finally, because I really like their titles down here and the logo. I think it looks really nice. It instantly brings me back to like 2013 or something. I was at SFO, and our Sun Country 737-800 was parked right next to a British Airways 747, because Sun Country parks in the international terminal at SFO, and that was really cool to see. I think I would have rather gone on that flight than on the Sun Country flight back to MSP, but that was a pretty fun experience. Anyways, yeah, we have the British Airways titles down here. We have our first class section. We have the L1 and L2 doors here. They're both probably used for boarding. This one would be used to board like the first class and business class maybe, and this one would be used for the rest, probably business. They probably have some business class over here, and then the rest of economy back here. We have our GE90 engines. They do have a logo on them that you can see right there. Full focus, come on. GE90 right there. Those are actually still in the aircraft. I saw them as it was coming in from London and Tampa, so that's pretty cool. Those are still on it, and you can see them on this aircraft in real life. But we have the wings, of course, and then it says Hong Kong back here, and then the tail. I'm not really sure. Well, I don't know. I don't know what it says, but I think it's a really cool design. I really miss these tails that British Airways did because they had a lot of cool ones. I really like the Canada tail. There was like this. There's some. I don't know. I'm forgetting on all the tails. I had a lot of them. But they had some really cool ones. This is another example of a really cool tail they had, of all different countries across the world. They had special little tails for them that they put on the 757, 767, 777, and 747. I think also the 727 as well. So, yeah, they had a lot. That was really cool. They obviously don't do that anymore, but it would be cool if they still did. But still a really cool livery here. I still find it applicable enough to use in modern day updates. And as it says, an older mold from 2002, the landing gear obviously do not tilt, so that's a bit unfortunate. They also don't roll, but I think it still looks fine. I have the Gemini Jets logo down here. I wouldn't expect them to roll or anything, considering when this model was made. But yeah, that is it here for this aircraft. Looks very nice here. I'm very happy to get this one for such a cheap price as well. And it's just so cool that I actually saw this one in real life. That was not expected. And I was like, hey, I saw British Air 777 in Tampa. I wonder if this is the same one. And turns out it actually was. So that's pretty cool. So Gemini did a great job on this one. And I expect this one in future airport updates for fictional airports and such. So, yeah. Glad to have a British Airways model finally. That's a big piece to have for, international markets. British Airways is quite a big airline that I didn't have, so it's a good one to have. It's an important one. Anyways, we'll move on here. We have two models left here, two quite rare ones. These are both pretty exciting here. But we will do probably slightly less exciting of the two, the United Express E145 by Gemini Jets. This is a pretty rare model. One of the last missing pieces for United Express. I've been really getting the full collection of United Express lately. So this is really cool. This is also from West Coast Diecast. So we have our GSE piece. This one being an Air Stairs, which is also, I'm very happy with the GSE that I got because both the belt loader and the Air Stairs were desperately needed. So yeah, thank you to West Coast Diecast for providing those because those are like the two best options. Maybe a fire truck would have been nice, but you know what? That's perfectly fine. Those two pieces are excellent. Yeah, we have our aircraft up here, United Express titles down on the bottom, Embraer ERJ 145. This one, this was one of their collection sale pieces. It did come with a slight defect on it, which means I got it for a good deal, which I think it's worth it. Just a quick overview of the box. 2016 release by Gemini. And this side is weird. The other side. They did a weird thing with the flaps where it's I don't know if you can see it's tucked in, which makes it difficult to pull out. Just kind of dumb in my opinion, but I'll just ignore it here and we'll get this guy out of the box here. Tiny little model here. And this is in the old livery, but that is clearly okay. Also, the United Express aircraft, nowadays they have the winglets, the XRs. They're all XRs now. Yeah, the only thing that's really damaged here is we have some glue residue there, and on the other side as well, on there. Yeah, that's the only damage to this one. I have planes that look a lot worse than that, so that's nothing that I'm going to be complaining about. I think it still was a very good deal for this model. We have the cockpit windows up here, and then the nose gear. Here is the L1 door and the tiny United Express titles up here. We have the overwing exit, and then the registration there, number 14923, and the main gear. Gears, of course, United Airlines tail. Love it. It is my logo, of course. United logo, Continental logo. Love it. Nothing too much to go over on this one, as there aren't any aerials or anything. But you have the landing gear and the Gemini Jet logo and a stand hole in the bottom. But yeah, nothing too complex to go over on this one. What's really unfortunate is that like right before the filming of this massive unboxing, like a week ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago, these were flying to Providence from Dulles. But now those are switched to CRJ 200, so I can't use this model in those airport updates, which is really unfortunate because I really wanted to use it there. But now I can't use it in a realistic connotation at any of my airports unless that flight switches back to a new 145. But I still can use it at the fictional airport, and I intend on doing so there. Also cool, this aircraft will obviously be operated by ExpressJet, which is now where Citrus Aviation works at a dispatcher. So congratulations to Citrus Aviation for that. I think that's pretty cool. And I hope you do well with your dispatching job. I hope you enjoy it. And that's really cool. And now I have a model to represent that, I guess. Yeah, so that's just a nice, simple model, but I'm glad I have it here in the collection, as hopefully it'll be used more than just the fictional airport updates, because I want to use it in a realistic connotation, but currently that doesn't exist at the moment. But hopefully they start flying to Providence again, because I'd like to use it there. Yeah, that is the second to last model, and finally, this is this one I'm really excited about. This is a really cool model here that I got for another good deal. It is the Northwest Jet Airlink BAE 146, and yeah, you can see the price tag right there, $30. Really good deal. This is from Lee's Toys and Hobby. They have a website, and they have some quite rare models for good price. They have a lot of 1/500 scale stuff. They have a little bit of 1/400 scale stuff. Unfortunately, this one's sold out, so sorry if you wanted to get this model. This is the last one. But really excited for this one. We have this little thing that says "Do not push down hard." They used to put these in the boxes, which is kind of interesting. But I would say it is applicable. You don't want to push down too hard on the little BAE 146, as it could break. Oh, and gee, I overlooked the box again. Another thing that I wanted to go over, it doesn't just have the digital rendering of the aircraft right there. It has Northwest Jet Airlink, a little big logo there, and then a little digital rendering there. So that's a little bit interesting. But other than that, it's a pretty standard classic Gemini Jet box. This model was released back in 2006, so it would be applicable for that time frame. Unfortunately, with the BAE 146 plastic containers, or not containers, but cradles, they're very hard to open. I don't know why that is, why it's so protected, but they are very difficult to open. Like, I am struggling with this one, guys. But we'll try to be careful here. There we go, there's one side. You have to take it by side here. And don't make this easy for the BAE 146s. I guess I really want to make sure these are safe, but basically by taking the sides off, you're rattling the model on the inside, so is it really that much safer? You tell me. God, this last side is being annoying. We've gotten all the sides but one off, and this one is not wanting to come off. This is the frustrating thing about these. And, well, I can slide the model out from there. So we're just going to go ahead and do that because I don't want to wrangle this anymore. But we'll just get the model out. That doesn't want to cooperate. I hate the plastic cradles on the BA-146s. You can't take the model out. How are you supposed to? What are you supposed to do with it? You can't take the model out of the box. Some people leave them in the box, but I don't like to do that. So yeah, this is perfect for retro Kalamazoo and retro MSP, and I'll eventually do retro MSP for this era. Perfect. Yeah, so I'm super excited to have this model. I think it looks fantastic. I love the BA-146 aircraft in general, and to have a Northwest version of it. I have the United one. Now to have the Northwest one, even better. So the cockpit windows up here. We have our little nose gear down there, really tiny. L1 boarding door here. A little tiny Northwest and tiny Jet Airlink titles. So this is kind of a funny story. So you may know it as just Northwest Airlink. They're express airline. But actually, before it was mostly jets, they just called Northwest Airlink for the turboprop aircraft, like the Saabs and the Shrutz 360. I have that one. I would really like to get a Saab 340 for Northwest Airlines, Northwest Airlink, but those are even harder to find than the BA-146s, so I don't expect that to be happening anytime soon. So congratulations to JJ Skippy on the Northwest Airlink Saab 340. Really like to find one of those, though. But anyways, I won't sob over it, because I do have the BA-146, and I'm super excited about this one. And of course, this is in the bowling shoe livery, so that's nice to see. Love the bowling shoe livery. I personally prefer this one over the NWA, their newer livery. So this one looking very nice here. But yeah, so anyways, I kind of got sidetracked. But the turboprop aircraft before the Northwest Airlink was mostly jets. The turboprop aircraft were all Airlink, and then the BA-146s, because they were really the only jets that they had at the time, were Jet Airlink, and then they just switched them all over to just Northwest Airlink once they got the CRJs and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of a fun story about that. We also have the American flag down there. We have our 4 engines, of course, on the high wing, which is very unique with the BA-146 or Avro RJ. So that's a really cool thing. That's one of the reasons that everyone likes this aircraft. Is that it's so weird. It's a weird, quirky little bugger. We love that. Gotta love it. Then we have our main gear down here, which retract into the wheel well down there, which does look a little bit stubby, I guess, but I'd say this looks realistic enough. We have our stand hole and the Gemini Jets logo, which is pretty big on this one, and a lot smaller nowadays, but that's just how Gemini liked to do it back in the day. And I bet they had more realistic 737 wings and winglets back then, but yeah, it's a different story. That's the registration, number 524, X-Ray Juliet. And then we have the Northwest logo there on the tail. And yeah, that's pretty much it here. I really like this model by Gemini Jets. I think they did a great job on this, and I'm super glad to have it. Well, you expect to see this at Retro Kalamazoo in the future, as these did fly to these fly to Kalamazoo back in the day, operated by Mesaba Airlines. The CRJ 200s were Pinnacle operated. And they flew out of MSP, and then the BA-146, Saab 340, and DC-9. BA-146 and Saab 340 were both Mesaba to Detroit, and then the DC-9 was just regular mainline, of course, also to Detroit. So yeah, that's kind of what they did here. But yeah, that's it for the massive unboxing. I guess I'll do what I normally do, bring in all the models for a concluding shot here. And I guess it also gives me an opportunity to figure out what thumbnail I want to use. This time I'm not going to use the boxes as a thumbnail, because I think that's kind of boring. But we'll use proper models as a thumbnail, Red River Aviation style. You also have the jet bridges. I don't know if I'll include those in the thumbnail. Anyways, enough talking about the thumbnail. So here are all the models that we unboxed today. All 9 of them. We have the Northwest Airlink BAE 146 that is slightly tail heavy, but not. You can sit it up normally. United Express is not focusing. United Express U-145, Northwest Electra, Lockheed Electra, 188 Electra. That's what it's properly called. Caribbean Max 8, Bell 737-800, Southwest 737-700, Ryanair 737-800, JetBlue A321, Prism Tail, and then the British Airways 777-200 in the Hong Kong tail. So yeah, great models right here by your applicable manufacturers. I guess I could say them all. Gemini Jets, NG Models, and Phoenix. They all did a great job with these. So glad to have them in here. And expect to see them in future airport updates. And thank you all for watching this massive unboxing, and especially to those joining me in the premiere. Thank you for hanging out with me in there. And yeah, that'll do it for this massive unboxing. So thank you all for checking it out. I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.